Virgo, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Virgo love reading. I know it has been a minute since I posted a reading for you. I think it's been a couple of months. People have been emailing me and DMing me on Instagram, checking on me to make sure everything's okay with me. Everything's been fine. Nothing's been wrong. I've just been taking a little bit of time to try and work on some other stuff that I've been putting off for a while. I meant to take like a week or so off to try and finish one of these books that I was working on, and before you know it, it ended up turning into 2 months. I'm a Scorpio rising, and I've got a Virgo Mercury and Virgo Mars, so I tend to go really deep and detailed on stuff without really realizing I'm doing it. And in that week, and supposed to be working on a book, and I ended up turning it into 2 months and wrote 12 books, and actually started a couple of other ones that I'm almost finished with, and started working on a tarot class or course or whatever you want to call it. So nothing's been wrong. I've just been otherwise occupied and time slipped away from me. But like I said, I'm about done with that. I got it all under control now. So here I am, ready to do your Virgo October 2024 love reading. And apparently we got some shit to talk about because the cards keep jumping out. So let's get on with this Virgo love reading. I'm going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest here in October 2024. To do that, I'm going to get one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you. I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Virgo, 3 cards for your person. And then I'm going to clarify everything with a second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get one card for what's the mutual point of interest between Virgo and their romantic person of interest here in October 2024, please. Thank you. What's going on with you, Virgo? Let's check you out here. What's going on with Virgo as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them in October 2024, please. Let's get one more thing. Oh, taking an extra one. No big deal, not uncommon. Well, there you are, showing up in your own reading already. That's a good sign. What's going on with your person, Virgo? What's going on with Virgo's romantic person of interest as it relates to Virgo and the connection between them in October 2024? Taking an extra one here too, huh? Well, let's see what we have. On the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading, the Emperor. This is the Aries Major Arcana card. This is an energy of control. It's about taking control, taking charge of a situation. This is a master manifester in the sense of it's someone who has all the abilities and resources to put together a plan to get what they want and then execute that plan to get what they want. About taking charge of something. This is usually the person who's in control, who's in charge of the situation, who's calling all the shots, making the rules, setting the boundaries, that kind of a thing. Flip a coin on whether that's a good sign or a bad sign. Like the Emperor is one of those energies where it can be great. It's not somebody who just sits around on their butt wishing for things. It's someone who takes charge of it and goes out and makes it happen. On the negative side of that, it can be someone who pushes things a little bit too far and they're constantly trying to control everything, sometimes being a little bit controlling or domineering. Right under that energy, I have the Ace of Cups, which is a new beginning in love and emotions. So this can represent a new connection, like a new person that you're meeting or that they're meeting. It's not always like a brand new thing. Sometimes this can also represent trying to fill this cup back up between the two of you, trying to fill it back up and start over at square one in terms of love and emotions. I have the 10 of Wands right behind that, which is Sagittarius energy. This is an energy of a heavy burden that's being carried here by someone, and whatever it is, it's weighing them down and holding them back some. It is a 10, and in tarot, 10s represent completions, so this is supposed to be the completion of some heavy burden, the spot where you can lay it down and move on without it. Not 100% sure how to take this, but this is the overall gist of what it looks like this reading is going to talk to me about. Trying to control something or take charge of the situation, either to put something back together between the two of you or taking control and having a new beginning with someone else and some burden attached to that. We'll probably have to come back to that more as we go along to make sense of it, but this mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects both of you in some way here in October 2024, Virgo. Doesn't always affect you both the same way. Sometimes they do this and you feel the consequences of it, or vice versa even. Sometimes they say or do something that makes you feel or act this way, or vice versa. Sometimes it's legitimately something external to both of you having an effect, and it doesn't always affect you the same way. But that shared energy affecting both of you in October 2024 is the Chariot. This is the Cancer Major Arcana card. So I got a lot of Major Arcana already. I got a couple in your person's energy and a couple more in your energy. Major Arcana is powerful energy. We all have free will, and we have a lot more power to exercise that free will over the minor arcana energies, like the everyday mundane parts of being human. We have a little bit less control over these major arcana energies. This is powerful, like universal energy, archetypal type of an energy here. This is an energy of overcoming the obstacles or the problems or the challenges or the stuff that's in your way. It's about trying to overcome that stuff just through sheer will alone so that you can move forward very quickly in success and victory. This is the fastest card in the deck. There is usually an issue of alignment with this energy. On a normal tarot deck, there's a black sphinx and a white sphinx, and that represents the dark side or the shadow side of a person and the light side of a person. And the driver doesn't have reins to control the thing, so he uses willpower alone to steer it and control it. And if the driver is not fully in alignment, in other words, if that shadow side of himself and the light side of himself aren't pulling in the same direction, this card can be every bit as stuck as the Hanged Man, where it doesn't go anywhere. Or worse yet, it can tear itself in half as it tries to move forward because there's two sides pulling in different directions. So we have some underlying will here to overcome something that's in the way. Whether or not you're both pulling in the same direction, I'm not sure yet. So let's clarify this. Tell me more about the Chariot. Why is that the shared energy affecting Virgo and their romantic person of interest? Thank you. Very, very peculiar. I just finished the Taurus reading, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 minutes ago, and I'm getting quite a bit of the same cards out here as I had in the the Taurus clarifiers. Okay, underlying this Chariot energy here on the bottom of the deck is the Chariot from the other deck. So again, you can see what I was talking about with the Black Sphinx, the shadow side and the light side, and there's no reins. So again, this idea here of the underlying will to overcome something, I'm not sure if this is you taking control of the situation, trying to overcome something and fill the cup back up, or if we got somebody here controlling something and maybe they're a little bit out of alignment here. I'm thinking that might be the case based on what I'm seeing, but I'm not going to get in my head of myself. I'll tell you that in a second. Right below this Chariot energy is the Six of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. This is about moving forward into calmer waters. It's about leaving these rough, choppy waters of the past behind you and moving forward toward what it is you want. At its core, this card is about moving away from something painful and moving forward into the future. At this stage, the painful thing has already happened, whatever that is, and you're being presented with this implied choice here. It's not an overt, out in the open kind of a choice. It's just kind of an implied choice, and your choice is about moving into the future. Do I carry the burden that this painful thing has caused me into my future with me so it continues to weigh me down and hold me back? Or do I carry forward with me into the future the lesson that I learned from going through this painful thing so that something like this doesn't happen again? So we got some energy here of leaving something in the past and moving away from it and moving forward. And I have the moon right behind that. Pisces energy, this is fear, worry, and anxiety, usually from uncertainty. When the moon's out, it's dark outside, so it's really hard to see the full path in front of you. It's hard to tell, am I on the right path or not? Was this the right path for me to begin with? Did I make a wrong turn somewhere? Should I turn around and go back? So just that level of uncertainty is enough to cause fear, worry, and anxiety in a person. Also, if you think about when the moon's out, it's dark outside, so you can't see your own hand in front of your face sometimes. There could be stuff hidden in the dark that you don't see yet. There could be a secret being kept here. Right behind that is Temperance, which is the Sagittarius Major Arcana card. So I'm getting a lot of Major Arcana cards. I got a Major Arcana as the overall energy and as the shared energy. And as I'm clarifying that, I get 3 more Major Arcana cards here. So there's something big going on here. Temperance is a card of patience. It's about blending 2 things together to make something new, but it's about being willing to do that little bits at a time and not be in this super big hurry to do it. It's about being able to step back and take a look at the bigger picture and trying to decide, is this working out the way that I want it to or not? And then being willing to come in and make some kind of fine-tuning adjustments. This is like a recalibration kind of an energy, like a balancing of something that's a little bit out of whack kind of an energy here. It can also represent reconciliation. In tarot, water represents love and emotions, and here the love has been separated into 2 different cups, and this angel is recombining that love back together into one, putting it back together into 1 cup, trying to fill everything back up and start over at the beginning again. I get this card sometimes when things are like way out of whack, and this is showing up as a need to like recalibrate that and rebalance it and even things back out the way it's supposed to be. The Moon card is throwing me off quite a bit here. Something feels a little off with that. When I clarify the Chariot, I get the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the World, and the 10 of Pentacles. I don't know if this Taurus reading had any bearing on your situation. If you are dealing with a Taurus person, you may want to go check that Taurus reading out, because these 3 cards were all over the place in that reading. I'm pretty sure the Emperor was in it somewhere as well. This King of Pentacles is either Virgo or Taurus energy. I get this card a lot for like husband type energy. It doesn't necessarily mean like actual legal husband. Sometimes this can just represent the person that I'm living with, the person that's trying to build their life around me, that we're building a life together. The King and the Queen of Pentacles are the ones that build and manage this 10 of Pentacles, a combined together life, like living together, being married, building a life together. I'm missing the Queen of Pentacles so far. And sometimes it's not just the cards that come out that tell me stuff. Sometimes it's cards that don't come out that tell me stuff. I'm missing a piece of this. Next, I have the Queen of Cups. This is Cancer energy. This is someone who has a lot of love and emotions to give. I'm assuming that this is your energy here. The Queen of Cups would mean that you have a lot of love and emotions for this person and that you want to pour your love into them, but she is the only character in the deck that has a lid on top of her cup. And she does that as a way to protect her emotions from getting contaminated. She doesn't want anything getting in her emotions and messing her up and causing her some kind of emotional pain. So she keeps a lid on the cup in order to protect herself. But what she really wants to do is take the lid off and pour her love into someone. She's just a little bit hesitant and guarded to do that. I do have you both facing the same direction, facing each other, which is probably a good sign. Next, I have the World, which is the final card of the Major Arcana. It represents the ending of one cycle and at the same time the beginning of a new cycle, starting over at the Fool again with a new beginning. There's definitely something that's in the way that you guys are trying to get past here. And hopefully this is the ending of that cycle of something being in the way and starting a new cycle. I've got the 10 of Pentacles next, which is that combined together life. It's 2 people, 2 families combined together, all the assets and resources combined together. This is most people's goal in physical reality. It's maximum stability, maximum abundance, maximum prosperity. Living together, being married, or going down that path toward that. I will freely admit to you at the early stages of these readings, it's not super uncommon that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about just yet. This usually doesn't make full sense to me until I get at least part of the way through your energy, Virgo. Then I'll be able to see how that applies to you. I'll come back to it again as I go through their energy so I can see how it applies to them. That's the shared energy. Your energy in this connection, Virgo, first card is always the most important. You got the Virgo Major Arcana card, the Hermit, central for your energy, 3 of Swords. And your final card came out as 2 at the same time, 4 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Like I said, Virgo's Major Arcana card. This is a card of withdrawal, isolation. This is an energy of someone being forced inside themselves to search their soul, doing deep inner reflection, deep contemplation, trying to figure out what to do moving forward from here. This is an energy that's focused inward. So it's usually about looking inside myself for the shadow stuff, like looking inside myself for what pieces of me do I need to adjust so that things can move forward the way that I want them to. This is also a card that I get a lot when it indicates that communication has shut down between the two of you, like you're not talking right now. I get this card a lot when someone has ghosted you and you don't have closure on what has happened, and there's this idea of overcoming something, but then also someone else having control of that. Probably trying to figure out how to end a cycle of something that's probably problematic and trying to get back to this cycle of being combined together. I don't know if you're talking right now, though, and I don't know if you even have the answers to what actually happened. The Hermit is one of those energies that we don't normally voluntarily choose to go into. Usually something happens and it kind of forces us inside of ourselves like that. So let me clarify this. Tell me more about the Hermit, please. Why is that the first card here in Virgo's energy, please? Where'd you go? I saw you flip over. There we go. Very peculiar. Bottom of the deck underlying this Hermit energy, King of Cups. This is Pisces or Scorpio energy. It's the counterpart to this Queen of Cups that's out here in the shared energy affecting both of you. They work together as equals to build the 10 of Cups, which is that combined together emotionally, like fully happy and content in love type of an energy here. They're not both on the table at the same time. Now, this would indicate this is probably how you're viewing your person as the other half of the equation in this love sense of things. It can also indicate that your person has a lot of love and emotions for you, but the King of Cups doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve. This is not someone who publicly broadcasts how they feel about things, whether that's good or bad. Sometimes I'll get this card when a person is in love with you and you don't even know that. Sometimes I'll get this card when a person has got some rough, choppy emotions going on around them. Maybe they're in emotional turmoil and you don't know that either because you can't read it on them. You can't feel it coming off of them and they don't talk about it. Have the Ace of Swords right behind that. It's the sword of truth, the sword of victory. It's the sword you would make a decision with. Like the word decision, the Latin word that decision comes from literally means to cut off, as in to cut off the other options until there's only one left, and that's how a decision gets made. This is a decision-making energy. It's sometimes a person who will throw logic and reason out the window and decide based on how they feel about something. But then I do have like a logic and reason, common sense kind of an energy behind it in terms of making a decision. Sometimes this is a card like the sword you would use to sever something, like to cut someone out of your life with. It could be that you're searching your soul and having all these feelings for them, and there's some decision looming in the background. I've got 7 of Pentacles, which is Taurus energy. This is a card of like taking a pause to reflect and take stock of the situation that you're in. It's about looking at these seeds that have been planted between the two of you and trying to decide, is this ever going to turn into this 10 of Pentacles that I really want, this combined together life? Is this worth me continuing to invest my time, effort, and energy in? Or is this a spot where maybe it's not going to pan out the way I want it to, and maybe it's time for me to just cut my losses and move on? So it's that kind of a time period where that kind of stuff is being contemplated. I've got you searching your soul here, coming to some kind of a decision. Like part of that decision is, do I cut my losses and move on? And I've got the sword that you would cut your losses with right there. Now when I clarify the Hermit, I get the Fool, the Page of Swords, and the Page of Wands. Now the Fool is the very first card of the major arcana, card 0. It's the first card of the whole tarot deck. So I've got the final card out here and now the first card out here in your energy. So this is representing some kind of a complete cycle, the full shebang between the two of you in some sense. This is also an energy of a new beginning. This can represent just taking that blind leap of faith on something where you don't know exactly how it's going to work. You don't know what the end result is going to be. And it could just be like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go for it anyway. I'm going to take this leap off the cliff and I'll figure it out on my way down. I'll figure out how to grow wings on my way down. It can also represent someone starting a new beginning, taking a blind leap of faith. It can represent foolish decision making, taking risks that outside the connection, taking unnecessary risks. I've got this energy here of looking inside myself, doing some soul searching. Maybe somebody has done something they're not supposed to do, and we're trying to overcome that here. Maybe it's even searching my soul or whether or not I should take this leap of faith here. When the Hermit in and of itself can indicate that there's no communication happening, like you don't fully have all the information about what's really going on. And I got 2 communication cards clarifying that. So very confusing here on whether or not we're communicating right now. This Page of Swords is news, messages, communication. It's an energy of someone who's trying to learn something, trying to figure something out. Sometimes that can mean snooping around and spying and investigating something, like scoping out social media, trying to figure out what the heck's going on with them, looking over your shoulder, trying to figure out what's this foolish behavior going on here. Or maybe you got ghosted and don't have the answers and you're trying to figure out what's actually going on here. Technically, what I'm doing right now qualifies as the Page of Swords because I'm being nosy and I'm snooping around in your energy trying to figure out what's going on in this connection. So it could be that. This could be an energy of you trying to figure something out about them, or someone that's not you, that's not them, like some third party that knows both of you and maybe they saw something and told you about it. It would be related to taking a leap of faith. This could even be you accidentally uncovering something about foolish risk-taking behavior. Not 100% sure yet, but I do have another page to clarify that. So 2 communication cards. This is news and messages and communications about passion and desire, expressing interest, expressing, what it is that I want. It's also the minor arcana version of this Fool card. It's a toned down version of that energy though. The Fool will just say screw it and leap off the cliff willy-nilly and figure it out. And the Page of Wands is more about like having this willingness to take the very first step on something that I have passion and desire for. It's like I'll dip my toe in the water and see how this goes. I'm not just going to leap off the cliff though. It's very strange to have the Hermit and 2 clarifiers of that are about communication, because the Hermit typically means we're not talking. Next, I have central for your energy, Virgo, the 3 of Swords. This is Libra energy of heartbreak and sadness, usually from a third energy. Now, the third energy is not always a romantic third party. It definitely can be. But that third energy can be any number of things. Like anything we do enough of is eventually going to pick up its own energy. Like my business has picked up its own energy. It affects me. It affects my son. It affects Amanda. It affects a lot of stuff. So career, work could be that third energy. Geographic distance, a drinking problem, partying too much, like nosy friends, family members, neighbors, co-workers, anybody that's not the 2 of you sticking their nose where it doesn't belong can be that third energy. It can, though, represent some romantic thing going on that's a third person involved. So let me clarify that. Tell me about this 3 of Swords, please. The 3 of Swords just flipped up, showed itself to me, and went back in the deck and didn't come out. No. I'm not sure how to take that. That doesn't necessarily mean we're not looking at a 3 of Swords situation as much as it could mean someone's not wanting that to come out. Son of a biscuit. Underlying this 3 of Swords energy, the Moon. Pisces energy of fear, worry, and anxiety. This is usually from uncertainty. Like I said, when the moon's out, it's dark out, you can't see the full path. So just the uncertainty alone can cause fear, worry, and anxiety. But it can represent something being hidden in the dark or some secret being kept, not wanting something to come out, like I just said. And then I have Temperance, which is trying to put something back together, trying to recombine something or blend these two things together. And maybe someone's doing that and trying to keep it secret. Maybe this is talking about reconciliation and you wanting to blend this back together, but having all this uncertainty and potentially even something you don't know about going on. That's probably it. I have Justice next, which is the Libra Major Arcana card. It's the most powerful card of balance in the deck. This is also a very powerful card of balance. It can be like recalibrating something, trying to balance it back out when it's way out of whack. This, like the sword in this card, is that Ace of Swords we saw a minute ago. Here it's used to cut away something that's not in balance or that's not fair, so balance can be restored and then the right, fair, just thing can happen. Like what's supposed to happen can happen. I get this card when something unfair, unjust, unbalanced is going on, and this is pointing out the need to correct it. You can't make this up. There's the Ace of Cups. I just saw the Ace of Cups in the overall energy behind the Emperor. Someone is trying to like control something here or block something. This is a new beginning in love and emotions. This could even represent, like I said, trying to fill the cup back up between the two of you. Something unfair, unjust, unbalanced has occurred. And there's this idea here of overcoming the obstacles, ending a cycle, combining lives together, and you trying to figure something out about that and probably not communicating or not having closure or not having the full story about what's actually going on with this third energy here. When I clarify that Three of Swords, I get the Nine of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Two of Cups. Nine of Swords is Gemini energy. There's two cards that mean fear, worry, and anxiety, and I've got both of them right here talking about this Three of Swords, this third energy that's causing some kind of a problem here. This is fear, worry, and anxiety, thinking about something over and over and over again with all this fear or worry behind your thinking, and doing that to the point that it's actually stressing you out physically. This is a card about like the physical manifestation of all that stress and fear and worry. It's mental anguish is what this is. I get this card a lot when somebody has done something they're not supposed to do and they're worried that it's going to come out. I've got some secret being kept, something being hidden. The thing they would be worried about coming out is this Three of Swords. It's also this Nine of Swords is sitting right beside the Fool, foolish behavior, taking unnecessary risks, risks outside of the connection. Could be worried and fearful about that. You could just be stressing out and worried and fearful that because you don't actually have the answers from them, that maybe they've started something new and they've got this other person, and maybe you're worried about that that's what's going on. There's this underlying idea of overcoming it, and I have the Two of Wands next, which is Aries energy. This is a fork in the road. It's a crossroads, probably in this connection, probably in your life. It's this decision point, and it's a decision about what is it that I really want my world to be like, and which of these two paths is going to get me to that, and which path do I have to leave behind, because you can't turn left and right at the same time. This is about literally having to choose a path and having fear, worry, and anxiety surrounding that. This is also a wand card, and the wands represent passion, desire, sexual energy, and there's some sort of a decision related to what is it that I want. I've got this energy of looking over my shoulder into the past, trying to figure something out. This could be you trying to figure out what it is that you want, or you trying to figure out what decision that they're making here. I have the Two of Cups next, so I've got two twos in a row. Twos are decisions, choices. This is Cancer energy of a connection between two people. It's a love connection and emotional connection, but like I said, it's a two, so it's a choice. It could be a choice about this connection. It could even be a choice between two different cups of love. And it's right beside this Page of Wands, this passionate messages, passionate communicating, taking the first steps down this new path towards something that there's passion and desire for, going down a path towards this other connection. At this stage, it's hard to tell if this is you having to make some sort of a choice about your connection, or if this stuff is just showing up over here because that's what's happening with your person and that stuff is affecting you so much. The final card for you came out as 2. I got the 4 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. The 4 of Wands is Aries energy. This is stability, like stability of the home, stability of the family, stability of the connection between the two of you. These 4 wands represent 1111, which is the number of manifesting. I've got the 2 of Wands here. That's about choosing what is it that I want. The next card would be the 3 of Wands. And that's where I've already made the choice about what I want. And I'm like waiting on it to actually pan out and happen. And this is usually when the thing is already like materialized. It's already here. The thing that I want has happened now. It's right in front of me. But then I have the Wheel of Fortune with it, which is a change in the luck and fortune. Like this can be a turn of events, like pivotal moment where things change. Like if things were going great, this would be the spot where it took the unexpected left turn into the telephone pole and shit went to hell in a handbasket suddenly. Likewise, this could also represent trying to correct course here, trying to get the stability back, trying to turn the wheel the other way so we can get back on track and straighten this out. Tell me more about this 4 of Wands Wheel of Fortune, please. Why is that here for Virgo's energy in this connection? Okay, must be important because we just got a lot. Yeah, you don't say. Man, oh man. Make sure nothing else flipped. That was underlying this 4 of Wands Wheel of Fortune energy, 6 of Pentacles. This is not really giving me a lot of clarity. This is Taurus energy, but it's got 2 meanings. It's a card of balance. It can be like trying to balance this situation out. It could be generosity, reciprocity, like you scratch my back and I scratch your back and we take care of each other and it's equal give and take, balance. It can also represent the merchant here, which would be your person giving to 2 different people in the physical sense. And notice one of them is behind their back. I did just see the moon, something being hidden. I got some third energy here. I've got something that there's fear, worry, anxiety, and stress about, a new beginning, this idea of trying to figure out what the hell is going on, a choice between 2 cups of love, or a choice about what is it that I want. Could be something has happened to the stability of this connection between the 2 of you because something that someone was manifesting has happened. Could be I'm trying to restore this stability here and rebalance it out. I'm feeling like this is the merchant giving to 2 people. I've got the Knight of Cups in the background of that. This is actions toward love and emotions. It's like trying to move forward with romantic offers, romantic gestures, trying to advance a love connection in some way and move forward in that. Yeah, and I've got the Tower right behind that. This is the collapse of something important in your life. This is a foundation rocking event. This is a game changer here. This is like from the moment that this happens, nothing's the same moving forward from there. This is the collapse of something. So sometimes this will represent the collapse of the relationship. Sometimes it will represent the collapse of this belief system that you have, this mental model of the world that you've been operating from, where I believed things were going to be this one way, and now something has happened to shatter that belief. And it could definitely be the merchant giving to 2 and advancing in a love offer. I've got 9 of Cups right behind that. This is single energy. This is Pisces energy. It's personal happiness, personal wish fulfillment, being emotionally single, emotionally independent. This can also represent someone who is not single, but they present themselves emotionally as if they are single. It's also sometimes a self-serving, self-centered type of an energy. It's like me, myself, and I, my own personal happiness is more important than yours. My own personal happiness is more important than this connection. This is like someone being self-serving and going after their own jollies, so to speak. That's what would happen when you're in a connection with somebody and you're moving forward with another one here. maybe trying to control things. And I've got this new cup of love that I don't want you to see. And there's this heavy burden attached to that son of a bitch, 9 of Pentacles, which is the other single energy. This is being physically single. It's a step back from this 10 of Pentacles that I see. This is like with you or without you. I can do this on my own. I don't need you to physically or financially take care of me. It's not always a person that is single, though. Sometimes it's a person that's not single. They're actually combined together with someone already, but they present themselves in the physical sense as if they're single. Justice right behind that, which is, again, something unfair and unjust is going on, and this is showing up as the need to correct that. I got 9 of Swords right behind it. We've already got that out here in your energy. Fear, worry, anxiety, stress. Page of Wands is out here, which again is already out here in your energy. Passionate communications, passionate messages, expressing interest or desire, taking the first steps down a new path toward passion and desire. This is strongly looking like we got somebody that you're with has probably left you without answers and is going down a new path is what it's looking like. This is looking like the thing that's changed everything with the stability between the two of you is someone giving to 2 people. When I clarify this 4 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, I get strength, the 4 of Wands again, the 2 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, and the High Priestess. Strength is the Leo major arcana. I don't know if I told you or not, this 4 of Wands is Aries energy. This Wheel of Fortune represents the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac: Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. Strength is the Leo major arcana card, and it represents that you're going through a very difficult situation. You have the internal strength to make it through that. You're just kind of being forced to dig down deep inside yourself and find that strength and tap into it and put it to use. This can also represent a person who's trying to rein themselves in and hold themselves back, and they're struggling against this internal desire or urge that they have, and they're trying to hold back from it because they don't want to make a mistake here. But if you think about it, like, this lady has got the lion kind of tamed right now, but if this lion decides to rush off and do whatever the hell it wants, she can't really stop it. It's staying with her right now because she's keeping it calm for a minute, but the minute it changes its mind, she can't hold it back. It could maul her, it could eat her. So usually this will represent a person who's like having this urge to do something they know they're not supposed to do, and they're struggling against that piece of themselves, but they always end up losing it. They always end up like can't hold it back forever. I've got all this fear, worry, anxiety, and stress tied to that. I've got this taking a leap of faith on something brand new, probably foolish risk-taking, unnecessary risks outside the connection happening. Next, I have the 4 of Wands, which is one of the 2 cards that I'm clarifying right here. Anytime I'm clarifying and I get the same card in the clarifiers, this is the universe going, dude, I'm telling you, something related to the stability here is off. Plus, it's feeling like something has shown up for a person, something they were trying to manifest, and now they're trying to hold themselves back from it. I do have 2 of Wands right beside it, which is half that amount of energy, but this is that decision point about what is it that I really want. Next, I have the 2 of Pentacles, which is Capricorn energy. Again, 2s are choices. I've already got 2 2s in your energy right here. Now I've got a third one. Getting a little ahead of myself, but the High Priestess a couple cards away is the 2 of the major arcana, so she rules over all the 2s of the 4 suits. I've got a lot of 2s in your energy here, a lot of decision here. I did see the Ace of Swords already, which is the sword you make decisions with. Again, getting a little ahead of myself. We'll cover this in a minute, but your person's first card is also the High Priestess, the 2 of the major arcana. This is some sort of a choice, and it's a physical choice between these two things, and I can't have both of them at the same time, and I have to pick one, and it's like, do I want this one or that one? Do I or don't I? Should I or shouldn't I? Like this way or that way? And it's like an off-balance kind of an energy. It's about trying to maintain your balance or trying to get your balance back once it's been thrown off. There's definitely the balance of this stability has been thrown off. Something has changed the stability here. And you're having a hard time with that. This can also represent, unfortunately, someone who is juggling two different people in the physical sense. I've got the merchant giving to two people in the physical sense and advancing forward with the cup of love. This Two of Pentacles, this choice between these two things that I have to actually choose one, is right beside the Two of Cups, which could be a choice between two different cups of love. And there's passionate communications happening here. Next, I have the Seven of Swords, which is Aquarius energy of lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind someone's back, trying to get away with something. It's not the only meaning of the card. Sometimes this card can represent self-preservation. In other words, not wanting to be hurt. The guy on the card is stealing 5 of the 7 swords, and the 5 of swords is a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event. So he's stealing the swords as a way to prevent from having those swords used against him, to prevent from getting hurt. So it can mean that. It can also represent leaving something behind because he can't carry all of it, and he leaves these 2 swords behind. Coincidentally, which I don't really believe in coincidence, but the 2 that I'm missing, I got 2 of Wands, 2 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles. I'm missing 2 of Swords out here, which would be a decision that needs made that isn't being made. I feel like that's kind of telling. It's like they've already made their decision. That's how we get the third energy involved that there's fear, worry, and anxiety about. I think they've already done something sneaky that they weren't supposed to be doing. And I think you probably already know that, even though you don't actually know it. The High Priestess represents your intuition. She sits in front of the veil of consciousness, so she sees everything. She knows everything. The problem is she doesn't always tell us everything. Sometimes there's stuff that we just aren't meant to know. Sometimes there's stuff we don't need to know until it's time, at which point she clues you in through your intuition, gut feelings, signs, synchronicities, a dream that has some kind of a message in it. It's some internal knowing that you have where you don't have the facts on it. You don't have any actual way of knowing. This would just be like, I know it anyway. I have this feeling, this hunch that something shady is going on here. And this whole column really feels like something sneaky is happening. Same with this column, really. And I don't think you have actual facts on it. Like, I don't think you have been told what's going on. I don't even know if you have closure on this situation. This is feeling like you trying to figure out what the hell is going on here. And what's actually going on is passionate messages. Like, this could even be, I uncovered passionate messages. Maybe they were with you and they got up and went to the bathroom and left their phone laying next to you on the table or the couch or something, and a message came through and you saw it and that clued you into what's going on. It could be anything like that. You could have been doing their laundry and go put their pants in the washer and something falls out of their pocket, and maybe it's somebody's phone number. I'm not sure, but whatever this is, I think you had like internal feelings and hunches about it before you had any facts. And I honestly don't even think you have necessarily the facts at this stage. There is this underlying energy here of you wanting to overcome the problem and the thing that's in the way. But there's also this feeling that maybe you guys aren't even pulling in the same direction. So I'm not sure if you're on the same page in terms of what it is that you want. I see you've probably been hurt, hence the lid on your cup. And there's either an ending to the cycle of you two being together, or this is you trying to end the cycle of the way things have been and trying to get back together here and overcome the problem. Maybe trying to even balance it out so that the two of you can move forward. The problem is we hit that tower again. And it's looking like the tower is because someone has got their own personal happiness and wish fulfillment ahead of you. That's your energy in this connection for October 2024, Virgo. Let's take a look at your person. First card for them is the most important. Like I said, we got the High Priestess. Central to their energy is the Page of Swords. We've already seen both of these in your energy. The final card for them came out as 2. We got the Ace of Pentacles and the Devil. Not looking super hot here. This High Priestess, again, is intuition. This is feeling like you intuitively know what's going on, and I think they're aware that you're picking up what's happening here. So let me clarify this. Why is the High Priestess here, please? Tell me more about the High Priestess. I just saw the 3 of Swords flip up and go right back in the deck again, which, again, is feeling like I don't want that to come out. Underlying this High Priestess energy, you cannot make this shit up. The Moon. Fear, worry, and anxiety, uncertainty, something hidden in the dark, secret. Like the High Priestess, which I've got in both decks now, represents your unconscious mind. The Moon also can represent your unconscious mind. In and of herself, she can indicate that there's stuff you don't actually know about, even though you're having feelings and hunches about it. And that's the thing about your intuition. Like 9 times out of 10, it's going to tell you some shit you don't want to hear. It's going to tell you stuff that you don't want to be true. And because you don't have the facts to support it, it's really hard to listen to this for most people. Most people will try to shove that aside and be like, yeah, well, I don't know for sure. It's just a weird feeling and I need to find out what's going on, which I do have Page of Swords, like investigative, trying to figure it out kind of an energy here. The Moon, the High Priestess, like I said, there's something you don't have the facts on yet. The Moon can represent something is hidden in the dark. There is a secret being kept. There's fear, worry, and anxiety surrounding this whole situation. The thing that's being kept secret is the Ace of Cups. We got the Emperor here with the Ace of Cups behind him. Some new beginning in love and emotions, and some burden attached to that. The Chariot. There's that underlying will to overcome the problem, the obstacle that's in the way. But there's that dark side of a person that's probably in misalignment with the light side of them. This could represent that there's 2 pieces of them pulling in different directions, and either this isn't moving forward the way you want it to, or worse yet, tearing yourselves in half as you pull forward. This could be them pulling one way, you pulling a different way. When I clarify the High Priestess, I get Temperance, the Knight of Swords, and the 4 of Pentacles. Temperance is the Sagittarius Major Arcana card. It's about patience. It's about blending these 2 things together to make something new, doing it little bits at a time, making fine-tuning adjustments. It can represent reconciliation because love represents, or water represents love, and here it's been separated into 2 cups. I feel like I've already said this to you before. This doesn't add up with patience at all, because the next card is the Knight of Swords. This is the fastest moving knight in the deck. It's the opposite of patience. This is someone who rushes forward and takes this rapid, decisive action on something that they haven't thought through first. This is like, I didn't think about it first. I didn't think about it while I was doing it. I just ran off and did it, and I didn't think about it until afterwards. I don't know if this is them trying to blend themselves together with someone else, and they ran off real spontaneous, like spur of the moment, impulsive kind of a decision maker here. I got 4 of Pentacles next. This is Capricorn energy. This can be financial stability or stability in the physical world, but this is like holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. Could be that you're picking up something going on here, and maybe they're trying to like put the 2 of you back together because they don't want to lose you. But we got this action that's already been taken, and I think they've kept it hidden from you. And whether or not you actually know it, or you're just having hunches about it, there's fear, worry, and anxiety all over the place here on both sides. So I don't know if this is you fearful and worried that some sneaky deceptive bullshit is going on and don't have the facts. And this is probably them worried that you're going to eventually figure it out. I think this is probably them understanding that your intuition is screaming at you about something, and probably even understanding that you don't actually have the facts right now. Central to their energy is that Page of Swords, though. Like I said, trying to learn something, trying to figure something out. It can be communications even. Tell me about this Page of Swords. Why is this the central energy for Virgo's person of interest in October 2024? Well, underline that Page of Swords, Knight of Cups. Again, actions toward love and emotions, moving forward, romantic offers, romantic gestures, trying to advance a cup of love in some way. And there's this energy of either someone seeing them do that or you attempting to figure out what the hell is going on here. Right behind that is the Tower again. And you've seen me shuffle this how many times now? Them moving forward collapses things. Whether that's the connection itself or your belief system in that. When I clarified that, normally I get 3 clarifiers. I just got 5 here. Same thing happened on your last card, that Wheel of Fortune, 4 of Wands. I got 5 again. When I clarify Page of Swords, I get 4 of Cups, Page of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Queen of Pentacles, and the 5 of Swords. 4 of Cups is Cancer energy, not being fully happy and content with what they have right in front of them, so much so that they're daydreaming about this other cup, this other thing that they believe is going to lead them to their happiness and fulfillment, and they don't quite have that yet. The 3 cups that they're looking at can represent the 3 of Cups, like being combined together, like being united and celebrating, being reunited and celebrating. Could be that you're not back together and maybe they took some stupid actions and they have the willingness to overcome this, and maybe that's what they're trying to do and they don't want to lose you. But there's a problem here with the facts and the truth looking like it's getting uncovered. This could be them daydreaming about you because they want to be back together and they don't have you right now. It could also just as easily represent when they're with you, they're not fully happy and content and they have this other person on their mind that they can't get off of their mind. Could even represent that they're contemplating making a love offer to you, but they just haven't yet out of fear of rejection. Maybe because now at this stage you do actually know what happened. I'm not 100% sure. This could even just be someone who is never happy and content with what they have, and there's always this bright shiny thing that they want, and when they get it, it's cool for like 10 minutes, but then there's something new that they want after that. Next clarifier for that Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles. So I'm getting pages all over the place. I have 1 king out here, but the page is the lowest of the court cards. It's like a child energy. It's not fully developed, not fully mature energy. This would be news and messages and communications about some physical opportunity presenting itself. Most of the time, that's a physical opportunity where I'm going to be at this place on this day at this time, and I'm communicating about that, and now there's this opportunity presenting itself for us to get together and physically do something. It's right beside this action taking that I didn't think it through first. Another thing this could mean is like some early stage, not fully developed plan for the future moving forward. This is looking strongly like someone communicating with someone that isn't you. I've got passionate messages over here. Now I've got messages and communications about a physical opportunity to get this thing that I want, taking the first steps on it. Like the first step in doing something is like talking about it first. Next, I have the Hanged Man. This is the Pisces Major Arcana card. Progress being halted, no forward movement happening, things being stuck at a dead standstill. I get this card a lot when someone is looking externally to themselves for what has me stuck. Like what's got this so that it's not moving the way that I want. It's not me that I need to look at, because of course, I'm not doing anything wrong. It's this external thing that's the problem. Maybe it's your fault. Maybe it's my mommy's fault because she didn't treat me right. Or there's this external circumstance that I'm blaming everything on. And at the same time, I'm not looking inward. I'm not looking at me for what do I adjust about me. There's something that I'm stuck on here, and I don't want to let go of it. Next, Queen of Pentacles. So there's something in the way and got us stuck of getting to the Queen of Pentacles, which is like the wife type of an energy. It's the counterpart to this King of Pentacles out here. And these two work together as equals to build and manage the Ten of Pentacles, the combined together life. I get this a lot for people that are husband and wife, and they have combined their lives together and they're building a life together. It's not always legally married people. Sometimes it's folks that live together or that are engaged or that have been together for a long time and like they might as well be married, or we're just going down the path toward that. Like, to me, the marriage cards are like the King and Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, which I have out here in both decks now. And the only card that I'm missing that I would consider a marriage card would be the Hierophant, and I don't have that one. But there's something stuck between this person and wife or significant other, the person that they're building a life around. The final clarifier here is the Five of Swords, which fives are conflict. This is a conflict in communications, like a big fight, a big argument. This could even be like a winning at all costs mentality. Like, I'm going to get what's important to me. I'm going to get what I want. And if you happen to get hurt in that process, well, tough shit for you, Virgo, because I'm taking care of me and what I want. It can be that. It can be a betrayal. At its core, this card is a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event taking place. Final card here for your person came out as 2. We got the Ace of Pentacles and the Devil. The Ace of Pentacles is a physical, tangible, real-world opportunity presenting itself. It's not an idea or a concept. It's a physical thing that you can reach out and touch. It's what this Page of Pentacles is carrying here. It's news and messages and communications about this physical opportunity. Well, this is the actual thing itself here. And it's got the Devil tied to it. Capricorn's major arcana card. This is a heavy toxic energy. It's obsession. It's addiction. It's compulsive behavior. It's a feeling of being trapped by something, feeling like I can't escape from something, feeling like something has control of me and I don't have control of it. Typically, this will be what a person is struggling against with this Strength card. There's this underlying urge or desire that they have that they're not in control of, and they're struggling against that piece of themselves, trying to resist it, trying to resist making a mistake, going toward this physical opportunity that I can't control myself on. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles and the Devil, please. Why are those two cards here for Virgo's person of interest? Thank you. You cannot make this shit up. I wish I could make up stories like this, because I would move to Hollywood and I would write movies and TV shows and I would be loaded rich. Underlying this physical opportunity and the Devil, I get the Ace of Cups. This is a new beginning in love and emotions. It's right here behind the Emperor. The person who's in control has this Ace of Cups behind their back, and new beginning in love and emotions. I'm clarifying a physical opportunity for something. I've seen that Knight of Cups at least twice, like trying to advance a cup of love, thinking about this other cup that I don't have yet. This is the other person here. Communications about passion, a choice between two different cups of love. One of those is you, and the other one is right here. 10 of Wands, son of a bitch. You cannot make this up. Right behind the Emperor and the Ace of Cups is the 10 of Wands, and here it is, same exact order in the other deck. The next card is a person acting single when they're not, and this unfair, unjust thing happening that needs corrected, and all the fear, worry, and anxiety surrounding that. The moon, they're keeping it secret. They're keeping it hidden from you. Hence the fear, worry, and anxiety. They're worried you're going to figure it out. Oh my God. When I clarify the Ace of Pentacles and the Devil, the Hierophant, Seven of Wands, Queen of Swords. You so cannot make this up. I just finished telling you what I feel like the marriage cards are to me, and the one I was missing is the Hierophant, and here it is. This is commitment. It's Taurus Major Arcana energy. This is being fully committed to something bigger than yourself. In a relationship reading, this is commitment to the relationship, being fully committed, marriage, taking it to that level. And then there's this idea of feeling trapped and I can't escape from something. Maybe I feel trapped by the commitment that I'm in and it prevents me from taking these new opportunities that show up, and I kind of want to take these opportunities here. Next, I have the Seven of Wands, which is Leo energy. It's defensive energy. This is defending my position on something, defending my stance on something, being willing to fight to protect something that's important to me, fight for what it is that I want, what I desire, fight for a connection. It's also sometimes defending myself against accusations of some kind. There's right behind these communications about a physical opportunity and this rushing off to take this action that I didn't think about first, and maybe this is them being defensive about that. I got the Queen of Swords next, which is Libra energy. I call her she who knows the truth. She holds her hand out like this because she's offering somebody to tell their side of the story. Like, speak your truth to me, buddy. The problem is she already knows the damn truth, so the truth you speak to her better match what she knows, or she's going to cut your head off with the sword. She's about speaking the truth on something and then cutting off the thing or the person that isn't in her best interest anymore. I've got you over here as the High Priestess, she who knows, period, but maybe don't have the facts at some point. She has facts. When I get her and the Seven of Wands together, this is that conversation where we're having that difficult talk and I know what's happening and I'm accusing you of something, and this person is like, no, it wasn't me. I didn't do that. But they did do that. They did do that. This Queen of Swords is right beside the Hanged Man and this idea of I don't want to lose you. The only thing here on your side that has no, I read these to you initially in columns and then I connect them in rows. And for you, this last column has two cards with nothing to go beside it. Lying, cheating, sneaky, deceptive, trying to get away with shit behavior, and internal knowing, intuitive hits about that. On their side, the center column has two cards with nothing to go beside it. Wife and betrayal. So this is definitely looking like a person who you are with has got some other person on the side and probably has like abruptly ghosted you or isn't communicating to you about what's actually going on with this new beginning. I don't see any way around the third person being involved here, especially with as many times as I've seen this Ace of Cups and the fact that I got the Ten of Wands connected to it and the Ten of Wands connected to it, and I've seen secrets all over the place, something being hidden in the dark all over the place. There's this underlying urge here to overcome the problem, and that's probably falling on your side, like wanting to turn this around and get the stability back. The other way that I could view this card is it's not always somebody trying to overcome the obstacle to get something back. Sometimes the obstacle they're trying to overcome is just getting the fuck out of here. Now, if you still have questions about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Virgo love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation, and I'll see you in the next video.